just take you through a couple of slides, which are the recap slides, and then we will move on to the episode 4, which is quite strangely named. I'm sure most of you would be wondering why we have named it as pizza. You'll come to know about it anyway. So what we did in the first, I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of the first episode. Meanwhile, I would like to inform you that the episodes, the entire recording of the episodes will be up on YouTube. I think the team is working, the backend team is working on that. They'll be putting it on YouTube, and I think they'll be sharing the link on the WhatsApp group. So you all can access that time and again. Also, if you have any suggestions and you have ideas which you would like to, give it to, share it with us, you can do so on either Neha's number or my number as well. On the WhatsApp group, you will find Neha's number. You can send it to Neha, and we will see how best we can implement the ideas which you have, shared with us. Also, an important sharing which I would like to tell you all is that the content which I am sharing with you is the exact content which I deliver in the corporates. The corporate programs jo hote hain, the paid programs, the corporate ones which happen, the content which I'm sharing with you is exactly that's the same. Usually, when people go online and try to share free content, they usually cut down the content and they chop it and sort of size it down. But we don't believe in that, because we don't believe that we should do that kind of a practice. We should be able to give the best available, because people who are coming in and joining in here, I understand, are people who are learners, are aspiring to make a huge difference to their own lives. So we have that understanding, and we would like to give the best. In fact, I would invite people who are on this platform to join us for a longer engagement, because learning is a constant process. We would invite people to join us on a longer engagement, which there's a team again working on that. We have a weekly session where the coaching is a bit more rigorous and more personal, where the issues are addressed according to what pops up in life, rather than just theoretical aspects. So people who are interested to take up that long-term engagement also are invited. You can get in touch with Neha, and we will see how we can incorporate or accommodate you. While we are doing those sessions face to face, we also would like to see how we can online those sessions as well. So as we move forward, I know the crowd would be thin today because of the timing, as well as the Ramazan kicking in today. But nevertheless, let's go through the schedule as we have planned, and we will probably see how we can accommodate more people as we go forward by sort of shifting the timings. So the first episode which we did had a focus on understanding that managing our state is very, very crucial, and that's what differentiates 20% of the world's population from the 80% of the crowd. So managing the state, अपने हाल को, अपने हालत को, अपने state को manage करना is one of the most crucial things. And if we are able to manage our state by the second, by the minute, by the hour, by the day, we would be spending our lives, in a very empowered and resourceful way, and we would be able to make an impact to our own selves, our family, and the entire society. So this was the crux of the first episode. The crux of the second episode was to highlight how powerful our brains are, how powerful our system is, and how underutilized it is, because we do not understand how to use the system itself. So the hardware is in place, but we do not understand how it processes. So I also highlighted the fact that when we input words, the output within our brains is visual, and it is 60,000 times faster than text. And we did the example of the pink donkey, and then we did a few other examples to prove that. So you should be able to understand how powerful, what a powerful system is right above your neck, right? Between your ears is something more powerful than you can actually imagine. And that's what God has given you and me. The power to process things in the right format can give powerful results. So my focus today would be to enable or help you all to understand what happens actually inside this gray matter. So I would be dwelling a little more, trying to simplify the whole thing. But you know what? Let me tell you ahead. It's not as easy as you look. I mean, it sounds easy, but then it's not as easy because you need to work on it. The more you will work, the more you will become an expert on this. If you just take it as a read or a quick session on understanding how it works and just leave it, it's not going to work out. You have to implement it and you have to teach others. That's when you will be able to solidify this learning. So then the next we also understood to reinforce this entire example of words converting into picture. We also understood this through different examples. One of the word which I put forward was desert. The moment I say desert, some people would imagine this in their brain, whereas some others would imagine this, right? So the highlight was when words are spoken or experiences are felt, it is not necessary that what I experience is exactly the same as you experience, right? So this was the highlight of understanding that. And in the episode 3, where we emphasized on clean your slate, we discussed different aspects of the baggage we carry, the mental baggage, the emotional baggage we carry, and how important it is to clean ourselves inside every single day by not getting into conflict, or if we have conflicted, get back to the people and clean up the conflict. That way you'll be traveling light and you'll be more resourceful. We also saw these 4 quadrants where the world teaches us competing, where I would always look at winning and at the cost of somebody else. And you also have people who talk about I lose, you lose, I'm not bothered, the people who are complacent. The other people are the people who would take everything on their shoulders, lose completely while allowing others to win. So all the 3 of these aspects are not in line with the nature of a human being. A nature of a human being is to respect himself while he is respecting others. So I win, you win kind of an attitude. And the symbolic representation was of this shepherd who always is looking at himself, his herd, and his entire ecosystem, where he balances it out. So collaborating is the key. So cleaning your slate means to rectify any of the relationships or any of the conflicts you've had in the past, and you must do that every single day and as often as possible. So these were the 3 episodes we've completed. So that's the summary about it. And let's now go into the episode 4, which is called Pizza. I keep you in the suspense still. Meanwhile, I just would like to interact a bit. I would request people to, sisters Noor, to please open up, if anybody wants to open up their mic, if anybody wants to, interact at this moment. The question here on the slide is AOL is areas of life. Can anybody quickly shout out your important areas of life? Especially those who have not worked with me. People who have worked with me don't interact. I want people who have not worked with me to interact on this slide. Areas of life. What are the important areas of your life? Yep. Mr. Shifa, I think you should unmute Mr. Hameed. Yeah, Mr. Hameed.
I believe it's family.
All right.
Family,
Okay.
friends.
Family is one area of life. Friends is another area of life. Good. You've given a good start.
Hmm.
So you're able to relate that our different aspects and areas of life are very, very crucial to us, right? If anybody else has any other area of life, thank you, Hamid. Anybody else? Yes, Syed.
Dealing with people.
Yeah, okay. Relationships, dealing with people, interacting with people, excellent. Anybody else?
Baba, आपका दिया.
Syed Kid has something to say as well. Ajmal, I think, needs to. Yes, Ajmal.
Spirituality.
Excellent. One area is spirituality. Fantastic. Anybody else? Anita, yes.
Learning, I feel like from the date when we learn a lot of things till now as we grow up, so I feel learning.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Learning. Good one. Last one.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Anita, yes.
Yeah,
Anybody? Yeah, I think there's somebody else talking.
yeah, hello. Yeah, finding my purpose and relationship management.
Superb, Afrin, yes. Purpose, I think that also comes and so now what we have done, thank you so much, thank you. So what I have done is we have compressed all the areas which you, and you know what, one important thing which I would like to share with you all is that surprisingly, in the Indian subcontinent and especially from the Indian side, दो aspects हम लोग नहीं बात करते. Two things we don't talk. We talk about spirituality, we talk about family, we talk about relationships, we talk about all that, learning, personal development, but we don't talk about two things. Those two things will be evident right now as I, chalk down the areas of life. So if you look at your entire spectrum of your areas of life, they will fall under these few. Personal area, personal development hai, learning hai, career, I mean, all that. Then you have your profession, right? This is one of the big areas of life, personal area, professional, relationships, where you have your family, friends, colleagues, and people, and society, and all that. Then this wealth. Usually, our ecosystem doesn't talk about wealth. Somewhere, I don't know what, it is an aspect which people have, sort of imposed on us, saying that wealth creation is dangerous or money is a very big evil. This is one of the generalized statements which is there in the market. So we don't talk about wealth. Nobody spoke about wealth, right? When I asked the question, areas of life, nobody talked about wealth. Nobody spoke about health. Such an important area, right? So what you don't consider as an important area of your life, how would you ever make an improvement in that? Whatever you said is what is important to you. That's why you told that, right? Somebody said family, that's important to you. Somebody said, learning, that's important to you. Somebody said spirituality, that's important to you. But you never told about wealth and health. So probably these couple of areas are areas of improvement you need. There's nothing wrong in building wealth. There's nothing wrong in having a focus on health, right? So totally, if you see, there are about 6 areas, and this is not in any order. I've just put 1 to 6, but it's not in any order. You can prioritize it according to your convenience and your importance, right? So my question again to you, I need answers, and I would appreciate answers from people who have not interacted with me earlier, who have not coached or trained under me earlier. So the question here now is, what is one aspect, one attribute of you which makes an immense impact on all these areas of life? You can open up the conversation system. What is one attribute? आपके अंदर ऐसी चीज क्या है that impacts all these 6 areas immensely and directly? What is that one attribute which you and I have with us, which impacts all these areas? Yes, Hameed.
I
Integrity.
believe it is attitude, our attitude.
Okay, attitude, integrity. What else? So I'm looking at a very simple answer. So you're all talking about, say, this question. When I ask people, usually people come up with, so I'm not putting down your answers are right? But until you, yes.
Accepting changes.
Okay, accepting changes. Excellent. All your answers are right, but I'm looking for the answer. Yes, Abdul. Yes, Abdul. Afrin, yes. Keep answering, no problem. Just keep answering.
Time to work on it. We all
All right.
have.
Okay, time impacts. Okay, great. I'm not refuting any of your answers, but I'm looking at the answer.
Goals and vision.
Superb, very good answer, but not the answer. Go ahead.
Trustworthiness.
Good answer, Hamid. Excellent answer, but not the answer.
Taking care of oneself in everything, health.
All right, Anita. Good answer, but not the answer.
Going with the flow.
Going with the flow. Yeah, it's also a good answer, but not the answer.
Is it having a goal in life?
Yes, Hamid, excellent. Very good answer, but not the answer. I'm sure you people will be getting a little cheesed off with me. But you know what? Accountability. Good, very good answer. But note all your answers. Whatever answer you've said, please note it down, okay? Keep it in the back of your mind. So then we'll move forward. Whenever I ask this question to kids, younger ones, they are able to quickly answer. Whereas when I ask it to people from our age group, you know, the elders and, you know, the people in the corporate, the people who are so sophisticated, we usually don't come up with simple answers. Now, why I'm telling simple answers? The more easier you can measure things, the more easier you can change it. Something you can measure, you can improve. Something you can't measure, you'll not be able to improve. You'll not be able to shift, right? So according to measure, if you look at these 6 areas, every single day, whatever you do impacts these 6 areas. What is that you do? That is what my question was. What is it that you have within you, an attribute within you, which directly impacts this, all the 6 areas? That's an attribute. It's an engine. It's a system already installed with you, and that system is demonstrated by this tree. If you see the coconut tree on the coastal areas, if you see when there's a solid gush of wind hitting these trees, the trees tend to bend, right? You see the trees, they sort of tend to bend down. And the moment the wind stops, the tree comes back. Correct? So that's
Is
the
it
usual feature.
influence?
Sorry?
Is it influence or focus?
Good, fantastic answer, but not the right answer.
Okay.
Don't get me, don't take me in the offensive sense, but this is to, you know, create a bit of awareness. I'm questioning you on something which will actually hit you, and it will get you aware that, yeah, it's true that such a simple thing is so important for us and we ignore it, right? So the tree on the coastal areas, when there's a gush of wind, it changes. And then after the wind stops, it comes back. So if you see, what is that attribute which actually influences every single area? If you notice, it is our habits. It is our habits. You pick up any single habit, you will find an immense influence on all these 6 areas. One, I'm just giving examples, okay? One habit of getting up late, doesn't it hit all the areas? One habit of getting, so when I say habit, it need not be bad habit, okay? It could be good habit as well. One good habit of getting up early impacts all the areas. One wrong habit of lying impacts all the areas. One right habit of telling the truth impacts all the areas, right? What do human beings struggle on? We struggle day in and day out with our habits. And the entire world, I don't know what happens on 31st December, there's a wave of change. People are declaring change on 31st, saying that 1st January, say, I'm going to be a completely changed person. And then they have all their resolutions. They put up all the resolution in, and within the first week, all the resolutions are broken. This is the natural tendency of human beings, just like the coconut tree at the coastal region. The moment we have some motivation, some input, some good learning, we decide change. 31st December comes, we decide that's the wind we have. We decide a change, but it is not sustainable. It is just obtainable change. We obtain a change, but it's not sustainable. Why? Because we are focused on our habits, which is the trunk of the tree, and on the outcome of the habits. Why is it like this? Why is not, why am I not able to sustain wealth? I'm not able to create wealth. Why am I not able to lose weight? Why am I not able to gain a six-pack? Why am I mean, it's all oriented towards transforming the habit. And that's where most probably most of us are going wrong. We are addressing the wrong spot. Why do I say this? Because I'm going to take you through the next few slides, which are going to give you an insight on what probably is happening inside and how should you approach this challenge in the right way. There is a process. There's a right way to everything. If we don't do that, we'll be haggling around with this problem for a long time. So all of us want change in habits, right? We want to have better habits and we want to quit the wrong habits we have. All of us try to do that, but we are unsuccessful and we are not sustaining those changes because we don't understand the entire system. There's something else which is not visible. Habits are very easily visible to us, correct? हमारी बुरी आदतें हमें नजर आती है, लेकिन behind every habit there is something which we are not looking at. Like exactly like this tree, the coconut tree is held strongly on the ground, and whenever it sways off, it is brought back to its place because it has very, very strong roots. It's exactly like this coconut tree. You and I have habits which are visible, which we can identify, but we are not able to identify the roots behind the habits. And those roots behind our habits are called our belief system and the values we follow. We have never worked on our beliefs. We have never worked on values. That's why we do not have a sustainable change. We are trying to work on a place which there is no change. आप habits के ऊपर काम करेंगे तो change नहीं मिलेगा. आपको काम करना है. You and I need to work always on our beliefs. If you change the root, if I have to shift this tree, I have to shift the roots, right? So I'm going to take you through a little more process of understanding how to create a sustainable change in our habits. So just to summarize, habits are what influence the areas of our life. If at all you have conflicts and problems and challenges right now, it could be related to one or two habits which you have, right? You want to change. People identify those habits for you and they say you haven't changed. And you identify, you agree, and you say, I have to change. But then what happens? You don't know how to change, right? We start dwelling and working with our habits. It's not going to happen. You have to identify where it originates. What's the root cause of my wrong habit? Unless you do not do that, you will not be able to get a sustainable change. I'm going to give you now how a belief system is formed in your conscious and unconscious mind, right? A belief system exactly looks like this tabletop. This is a tabletop with 4 legs. I'm just giving you 4 legs right now to make you understand how it, is formed. So first, my friends tell me that there is a pizza joint called Pizza Park, and this place, the pizzas are the best in the world. Some of my friends tell me that. So I'm excited. I want to have pizzas, and I take my family and go to have pizzas at this pizza joint. So when I go there and my family, we all relish, we enjoy the pizzas and really say, wow, man, these pizzas are the best in the world, man. So first I had friends giving an opinion saying the pizzas are best. Second, I had my family, I took my family and went there and they all said, wow, it's a real delight. Pizzas are fantastic. Then there is a public opinion available where people are talking, giving 5-star rating, and you have all that bell which is ringing in the shop where people endorse the brand and they say the pizzas here are fantastic. And then you have your own opinion saying, wow, man, I listened to my friends. I took my family. They gave me a delightful, feedback. And then I have this public opinion. I have my own opinion. Now I believe that the pizzas at this place called Pizza Park are the best pizzas. When I say that the pizzas here are the best, it is a belief. Right? The moment this belief, because I've never been to Pizza Park earlier, just based on my friends, I've taken my family and now I have an experience. This experience is an opinion in a complete package, and the moment I have this experience, there's a belief which is installed. This is the root. This is the starting of a belief, right? These pizzas are the best. This is my belief. So what would my habits be? What would my habit be after that? I would recommend people to this place, right? Because of the belief, nothing else. Because of the belief, I would recommend people time and again, hey, boss, वहाँ पे pizza खाना यार, बहुत अच्छा pizza मिलेगा, right? Or I would take my family again and again. This is my new habit which has formed because of my belief. I hope you all are there with me till here, right? So this is exactly how. Now imagine there are more opinions formed under this table. Pizza, these pizzas are the best. Uske niche और opinions form होंगे, so this entire experience becomes concrete. The table no more has 4 legs, it has an entire platform of concrete below. This is exactly how constructions happen inside our brain and the nervous system. New nerves are formed, new experiences are formed in form of, and it actually happens physically, okay? So the new extensions happen and new experiences are formed, and that new experience gives rise to a new belief. The moment it is there, it starts concreting, and at a particular place, it becomes conviction. Belief converts to what? Convictions. And at the conviction state, nobody can confront you with this by saying that a pizza park is not good here, and you will immediately stand up and say, boss, don't talk anything about pizza park. I know the pizza is there, right? That is a conviction level. Now let me keep it as at a belief level itself. I've just gone there with my family. We've had a good time. We've believed that the pizzas are good, and we are going time and again. It goes on for a couple of months, and one fine day I land up at the pizza park once again. We again order for our favorite pizza. Pizza comes, we start eating. First piece we open and we find a cockroach inside. It shatters the entire experience, right? There's a small little, very tiny little cockroach inside in the pizza. The moment the family is just starting, and then you open the first piece and you find a cockroach. So what would I do? I would get up and call the manager, say, boss, I've been coming here, I've been recommending this place, and look at what happened. Cockroach. He says, sorry sir, aisa nahi hota hai, this, that, and he tries covering it up. And then I'm upset because I've believed in the pizzas here. It's just not a normal thing. I'm emotionally upset because I've believed, I've endorsed this place. So I say, I can't take it. You have to give me an explanation. Then I start creating a ruckus. And then the manager says, boss, why are you making a big deal out of it? This can happen anywhere. But I am not ready to listen to this, right? So first, my opinion, what we saw in the pizza has created an opinion for me, which has shattered my previous opinion, right? Then I get up, I will go into the kitchen. I go and see into the kitchen, and I find the kitchen is a mess. It's an absolutely dirty place. The restaurant is really beautiful, but the kitchen, the back end is a mess. So my family gives a bad, they are also, quite upset about this. Then the manager's way, the way the manager dealt with me was not very pleasant. And after that, my opinion now shifts from the previous opinion. So all these opinions together change my belief about this place which dishes out pizzas. And now my new opinion or my new belief, collective opinions, causes a new belief which creates a change in my belief. Please listen to me very carefully. A shift or a change in belief is what creates a change in our behavior or our habits, right? What is my new belief now? Pizza Park ke pizzas are horrible. Because of this is called SEE, significant emotional experiences. Any significant emotional experience causes a change. That's how you see people who have seen something very significant and very emotional change completely. Their entire habits, their entire beliefs changes, right? So this is the access to change. So we should not try to meddle around with this access. The access to change is to check the beliefs. Behind every habit or behind every behavior, there is a belief, and that could be an empowering belief or a disempowering belief. So let's understand that my habit would shift now. My habit would be, boss, never go to this place. and I would never ever take my family again, right? My entire habit or my entire behavior shifted because there was a shift in the experience, the belief, right? So this is, I'm trying to give you a simple representation of an experience. An experience for a human being is perceived through 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and feel. Correct? So these are the only 5 channels through which we experience life. Anything, somebody shouts, somebody compliments, somebody, there's an accident, there's a celebration, there's a wedding, there's a party, you look at somebody. All these experiences are represented through 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and feel. But in that, there are 3 major senses: sight, sound, and feel. Other 2 are subjective. They are there, but they switch on and switch off according to need. So sight, sound, and feelings are our 3 dominant senses available to us. I've represented it as V, A, and K: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Like we have anything in the world happening, sight, sound, and feel is what makes us understand the entire experience. Within our brain, we represent it through the same 3 modalities: visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. But the representation is very different for each of us, and we have proven that earlier, where desert is represented differently, pentagon is represented differently, and bat is represented differently, so on and so forth. So it doesn't mean that what you and I see is exactly the way we represent. We may see things differently. We may see the same thing, but we may represent it differently. Just keep this point in your conscious and unconscious part of your mind to understand that an external event has these 3 aspects: sight, sound, and feelings. And our internal aspect also has 3 things happening inside our brain. We have visuals, we have sounds, and we have feelings, all the 3 happening at the same time. That's what creates a belief. Now, moving forward, I'm just representing the whole thing once again for you all. Opinions or experiences which are visual in nature, auditory in nature, and kinesthetic in nature are creating beliefs and reconfirming values for us, right? And that is what, this is a cycle how a belief is formed. These beliefs and values allow us to act. They are the ones which motivate us to act. And these are, when you act again and again, forms a habit. And these actions gives us results. When you do something, you get a result. And that result reinforces or non-reinforces our opinion. And this cycle, when it's done many a times, causes a conviction. So you need to understand this part, which happens inside the brain. This is how the whole process happens. This is a very simple format. So for example, now I'm taking you straight away to your own self, because I would like to work with you on certain of the beliefs which are there, which are causing you to be unresourceful, in an unresourceful state. So a lot of people have this belief. I'm giving you examples. Now it's up to you how you're going to take this whole thing and work with yourself. How did you believe that you are a loser? How did you believe? I mean, somewhere it has to originate. Some root cause should be there, right? Some roots have to be there which originated you to believe that you're a loser. And because of that, what happens to you? Your habits have become a loser kind of habits, right? You never have something which is empowering. Your state is disempowered, because of which your habits are disempowered, right? So you'll have to work with this. I am a loser, and this is a pakka example I'm giving you. It could be anything like I am unlucky, I'm not good enough, I'm not handsome, I'm not beautiful, people don't understand me. All these are formats of beliefs. Unless you don't work with the beliefs, you cannot have a transformation in your personality. You have to work on your belief system, right? So how does this I am a loser belief form? This just an example. Parents would have told, whatever you do, you don't do it right, man. So it's a input or an opinion of the parents. It could be because unknowingly parents would have told it, right? ये तो 100% relatives तो 100% बोलते ही रहते हैं that you're good for nothing, you can't do things right, and what have you achieved in life, and stuff like that, right? And then peer, your friend circle, they could have given an opinion, and your own opinion after that. Once you listen to the parents, then you listen to the relatives, and then you listen to the peer. What else option do you have? Then you start telling, yeah, man, I'm not good enough. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. And this part of how we deal with vocabulary, I'm going to take up in the next session. But for now, understand that any such syntax or sentence or words, group of words, which you use repeatedly to yourself after you have heard it from outside, experienced it from outside, will create a belief. And this belief of I am a loser is in visual format. It will be available in auditory format. If somebody has spoken those words, it's ringing in your head. And it also is in the form of feelings, because you feel bad. So what do you take? What do? You take this entire experience of somebody having said you've heard those things. You have also visualized you being a loser, and you also feel being a loser. You put all these three together and you keep thinking about it again and again. What would you end up becoming? A loser. So you have to rectify it at this state. And how do you do that is some things you need to understand. So this addresses in your areas of life, personal area of life में ऐसी एक belief can create a mess, and it can lead you to have wrong habits. I hope you get the point. So these are examples of certain disempowering beliefs. These are beliefs. These are absolutely structured beliefs available inside our nervous system in formats and in reality. And if you have installed these and if you have agreed to this will be available inside, and that can lead to a disaster, right? I can't do this. I am unlucky. I am lazy. I'm not punctual. I'm a slow learner. She doesn't understand me. I come from middle class family. I'm an angry person. I have a short fuse. I'm not good in sales. I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. He's better than me. I'm not confident. I can't do public speaking. I'm very scared of crowds. I'm giving you all this. This job sucks. Might is right. Manipulation is an art. In-laws are a pain. All women are bad drivers. All men are cheats. Why me? Good things happen to bad people. All this is statements which are beliefs. There's nothing real about it. Real is what you do out of it. If you believe in these things, somebody has said, or you experienced something and you have reformatted it to believe in such things, is going to give you rubbish states and rubbish habits. You need to work on them immediately. Similarly, you have 6 areas of life. Every area has empowering beliefs and disempowering beliefs. So the secret of the 80% who are the crowd, who are always crying, have a big load of disempowering beliefs and values. And the people who are the 20% extraordinary few people in this world are the people who have chunk of their beliefs, large number of their beliefs in different areas of life. They have great beliefs, they have empowering beliefs and great values. This is one of the most important things. This is, as I said, these are the roots of your tree of life. These are the roots. Roots के पास काम नहीं, roots के साथ काम नहीं करेंगे, so you will not be able to have sustainable change. We are looking at sustainable, not temporary change, right? You want to shift your personality completely. You have to start, dishing out all the disempowering beliefs and values about yourself, your family, your spirituality, your health, your wealth. All these areas have different beliefs. You have to weed them out and throw them out, unless you don't, and then immediately replace by empowering beliefs and values. Unless you don't do that, you will not be able to have a transformation. So a lot of people talk about change and transformation. Ho nahi sakta until you work on the belief system, right? So what have you got to do now? This is, you can consider this as one of the most important activities you can do. I would request you to sit with somebody in your house, your family members, and pull out your best 3 empowering beliefs about about yourself, you have about your profession, about your family, about your wealth, about your health, about your spirituality, about your relationship. I'm just giving 3 as an exercise, but you'll have a lot more. And also pull out 3 disempowering beliefs. What is an empowering belief? What is a belief, first of all? Belief is a sense of certainty. Belief is a sense of certainty that resides inside our conscious and unconscious mind. So pull out 3 empowering beliefs, pull out 3 disempowering, and I would be wanting to see this with you people and you having worked with others to understand that this belief originated when I was 4 years old, and this somebody told me this was an empowering belief. For example, I'll give you an example, my own personal example. My dad's dad, that's my grandfather, used to always tell me when I was a kid that this boy can speak to stones and rocks. This was one sentence he used to tell. It was an opinion, right? But I took it very seriously. My grandfather telling me that I can speak to stones and rocks means what? So I can speak to anybody, right? So I started brooding and thinking about this, and I started believing in it, that I have the capability of speaking to anybody. And that today has developed into a habit, into a power, into an empowering belief saying that I can speak to anybody, right? Such a powerful thing, such a small thing originated when I was 4 years old has led to a habit, and it has created an empowering state and an empowering habit. Similarly, we all have empowering habits, empowering beliefs which back them up, and also we also have, unfortunately, disempowering beliefs which can actually take us down very badly. So identify 3 empowering beliefs in each of this and 3 disempowering beliefs in each of these areas of life, and write them. Please, 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 please write them down. So you will have 18 empowering beliefs and 18 disempowering beliefs. It will be a little challenging. If you need help, please do call, reach out to me by sending me an audio on WhatsApp. So I'll send back an audio trying to help you out. If I go on calls, it will be very difficult for me to handle. So you can send me an audio on the WhatsApp, and allow me to come back to you and give you an audio on understanding how to resolve this, right? So this way you'll be able to work out on 18 of your empowering beliefs and 18 of your disempowering beliefs. Then I'll tell you what to do with your disempowering beliefs as we go forward. This is a model, looks a little complicated. Just have a look at it when the PDF is shared. Just go through it on basis of what I have explained to you. Just leave this filters part of it, usko chhod dijiye, wo main aage explain karunga. Generalization, distortion and deletion, those filters which work inside our brains, and how a huge data which our senses accept is converted into simple chunks. That is something I'll explain later. How our values, beliefs and all cause us to convert them to state, and then state converts it into habits, is what I've explained right now. But basically this is something to be dwelled on. Sit down and just look at this picture and try to understand whatever I said. I didn't want to give you this picture earlier because I would be confusing you. I've explained things right now, the engine of your mind, right? And I have told you about significant emotional experience as well. And now I've left you with a picture which you can really sit back and try to assess, because you should become people who can start learning things on your own, right? That is empowerment. So just go through this and try to take an example and run it through this whole cycle if you can. If you can't, please reach out to me. I'm there available to support you. You can come back on the WhatsApp audio, and I will be able to support you with that. Meanwhile, I think we have another 15 minutes left. So I will just run this once again quickly. I rather not run. I will go to question answers directly. I think that will be helpful in terms of clarifying a few things. So please go ahead. As far as the portions for today, we are done. But as far as the exercise, I hope that you all can come back and do some justice to it. 18 empowering beliefs and 18 disempowering beliefs. So how you have to deal with them is something I'm going to teach you in the next episode. How do you deal with your disempowering belief, and how do you strengthen your empowering beliefs is what I am going to broach on in the next episode. Open for questions, please. Sister Shifa, open up everybody. Let them ask. Let them.
We have very little. Then now you start. I'm hungry. Hungry.
I think some places there's a lot of noise. The hand gets the opportunity. Yes, Zakir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Habeeb, we wanted these audio recordings of the call.
It will be sent on YouTube and the link will be shared with you. They are processing it, sister.
Okay. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you. Yes, Ajmal.
Habibai, this particular slide, construction of belief system, like that example, can you share one more time with regards to how the belief system gets affected?
This one?
Yeah.
The one which on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I'll give you another example for the benefit, because the same example, I think pizza ka example has, it's quite easy to understand. Let me give you another example. So there was a Harvard class going on, Harvard University mathematics class, last period of the day. The professor was speaking and there was a student, brilliant student in the first bench was sleeping. So in Harvard, if some student is sleeping, they don't usually wake them up. They say, okay, he requires to sleep. Probably he's worked very hard, so they don't disturb him. So this kid who was really brilliant, first bencher, was sleeping, and the professor, Harvard professor, was going on talking. And at the end, the bell went off, and everybody got up and rushed out because it was the last class of the day. So this kid who was in the front, the brilliant kid, wakes up, looks at the board, and finds three equations. There are three equations, right? So he writes down those equations and he goes home and he sits the whole night to solve. And finally, he somehow finds that he is able to do something, and he is, probably he gets some kind of a structure. So next day he comes back to class, Harvard class, and the professor of English, the mathematics, comes into the class and says, "So guys, how are you all?" This kid raises his hand and says, "Sir, I have completed my assignment." The professor is a bit shocked. He said, which assignment? He says, "The one you gave yesterday." So the professor calls him to the stage, looks through the three equations. He looks through the three equations again and again, then suddenly slumps into his chair and he says, "I can't believe that you have solved three of the most difficult equations in the mathematics world under this particular subject." The kid is shocked. The youngster, the one who did this, is shocked. He says, "No, but I thought it's assignment." So what happened previously, on the previous day when he was sleeping, is that the professor told the entire class, as he wrote the three equations, he told the entire class, "These three problems are the most difficult problems in the world of mathematics, unsolvable for the last 30 years. So the moment he said that, what happened? The professor's opinion went very strong to all the students, correct? So everybody accepted it, saying, "Oh, these three problems are unsolvable," right? That's the starting of the belief that these three problems are unsolvable. And then the other students telling each other, "Boss, these three problems are damn difficult, man. I don't know where these people come up with this kind of equations which are unsolvable." And then the fraternity, it also is there that the mathematics fraternity has endorsed that these three problems are unsolvable. So some of the students who have gone back and checked have also checked the opinion of other people online, saying that these are the most three difficult equations of mathematics world. So another opinion. So the table of a belief is being formed. If you notice, the table of belief is being formed where the students' own opinion, all those who heard the professor will have an opinion saying, this is unsolvable. These three problems are unsolvable. That's how the belief is formed for them. Correct? So where in case of the kid who was sleeping, he never had any of this. He never had an opportunity because he was sleeping. He never heard the professor. He didn't have his own opinion. Right? So I've taken off the opinion. He didn't go and check with the fraternity of mathematics. He didn't have any of his friends telling him that, because he has taken it as his assignment and gone home. He didn't take it as a challenging problem of mathematics. He took it as, oh, these 3 equations, the lecturer gave it, it's an assignment, let me solve it. So he just took it plain and simple and he solved it, right? Because he didn't have them, and he didn't have the professor's opinion. So he didn't have what? He didn't have this entire negative, disempowering belief itself that it is unsolvable. Hope this answers your question. Appreciate. Thank you so much, everybody. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Shifa, Sister Shifa, thank you so much once again. And I think we can log off the session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Stay home, stay safe.